let's get into the juice. Let's get into the drama. And I'm going to give you guys all the nitty gritty. So if you have your coffee prepared, that's good. If you don't, go grab it real quick because we're going to give you a little bit of drama before we get into the actual drama between this guy. So the old drama was between John Kirby and Karine Jean-Pierre. Karine Jean-Pierre wasn't getting any FaceTime with the president. And we alluded, maybe that's why she's not answering any of our questions because she doesn't have a clue of what the president thinks. And that's why she's just pulling stuff out of thin air or out of her afro or out of, you know what, her tushy. So she doesn't answer anybody's questions. John Kirby was getting FaceTime. And because Karine Jean-Pierre couldn't answer anybody's questions, they kept putting John Kirby on the podium to answer everybody's questions because he's at least some coherent in thought and get some answers out to people's questions that they propose. Well, Karine Jean-Pierre didn't like that. And there was a power struggle between the two, and they were arguing and butting heads behind closed doors, but they were seeming so friendly in front of the public, in front of cameras. They were all buddy-buddy. Well, no. John Kirby, turns out, was Joe Biden's favorite. And Karine Jean-Pierre, well, not so much. And it's interesting because now that Kamala Harris is running for election, you don't see John Kirby anymore. You don't see John Kirby coming out speaking to the American public because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. And so he has put forth Karine Jean-Pierre and she got a promotion for sucking at her job. If you weren't there when we saw that, yes, update Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, the one that can't answer questions, reads from a binder, can't even hear questions correctly. She got a promotion. She got elevated. Now she has multiple roles. And what was the role that she got promoted to? Because I know you're all curious. She's advising the president. No, yes. You're going, no bleep. Oh, yes, sir. She's advising the president. How does that bring into what we're bringing in today? Because there's more drama. And this time it ain't between Karine Jean-Pierre and John Kirby. No. It's between Joey and Barack Obama. And Joe Biden blames Barack Obama for invading Russia or having Russia invade Ukraine. Russia has effed up and has invaded Ukraine. So President Joe Biden has blamed former President Barack Obama for invading Ukraine. Truly remarkable. Invading Ukraine in 2022, according to a new book by Bob Woodward, saying that the former president's weakness in 2014 led to Russian Vladimir Putin feeling emboldened to go further. That's wild. That is wild. During a moment of political upheaval in February 2014, Russian soldiers wearing uniforms with no insignias seized government buildings throughout Crimea and later seized its airports. Now look what Joey said in the book. Look what Joey did. In his new book, War, journalist Bob Woodward says that Joe Biden to be specific, blamed Obama for Russia invading Ukraine. Who's he gonna blame for all the illegal immigrants pouring across the border now? Well, I'll tell you who. He's blaming Donald Trump. He's sitting there blaming the Trumpmeister for his own problems. He said this. Now, we can't cuss on YouTube. No, we can't cuss. So he said they effed up in 2014. He said that Biden said to a friend, according to Woodward, that's where we are. We effed up. Barack never took Putin seriously. How does this play in? Because Barack Obama didn't take ISIS seriously either. Barack Obama sat there and called ISIS the JV squad. And ISIS was running roughshod over a bunch of people. And Trump came in and took care of them really quick. He doesn't take anybody seriously. In the same way, even though Joe Biden's sitting there hounding Barack Obama, he should be looking at himself as a mirror or a reflection of what he said to him towards himself. We did nothing. We gave Putin a license to continue. Joe, you freaking prophet. You freaking foreseer. That sounds a lot like what's happened now, Joe. Sounds like a lot like what's going on, that you didn't take Putin seriously. Did it happen under Trump? Seems like you're giving Putin a license. Biden reportedly fumed. Well, I'm revoking this bleeping license. By the way, he talks to his staff like this too. This is called drama, right? We're talking about drama in the White House. He yells and screams at his staffers, allegedly. We covered that about a year ago. Now, Obama famously decided against sending weapons to Ukraine to help them repel the invading Russian forces, Ukraine officials today also point the finger at Obama's weak foreign policy. Oh, we're not done with the drama. We are not. The book states it was an astonishing intelligence coup from the crown jewels of U.S. intelligence, including a human source inside the Kremlin. It was as if they had secretly entered the enemy's commander's tent and were hunched over the maps, examining the numbers and movement in brigades and the entire planned sequence of the multi-front invasion. Ooh. The call was discussed as it was hot because there was a video call where Biden was reportedly enraged by Russia's plan and confronting Putin about it during a video conference. He was hot, so hot that it reached boiling point with Putin threatening nuclear war. Biden also raged. This dude's off his rocker, right? Which is how he treats us during his speeches, right? No, always yelling at all of us. Biden raged at Israel's prime minister for killing top Hezbollah terrorist. You would think that we would be excited about that, right? Hey, thanks so much. Thank you for spending your hard-earned money on this rather than us. Thank you for not just saving your own people's lives, but us as well. We don't like terrorists. This is wild. This is wild. So not only does he yell at Barack Obama, right? He gets pissed and blames Barack for all these things, which, look, there's a lot of blame to be had there. Don't get me wrong. But Joe, you were also vice president. So that mess is coming back to fruition. But now he's also yelling at our allies, of which Kamala Harris doesn't want to call an ally. Because Israel, in technicality, is not an ally. They are just a friend. But I say they're an ally. President Joe Biden raged at Israel's prime minister for killing a top Hezbollah terrorist in Lebanon. I don't get it. I don't get it. You would think this is something you would be excited about. I'm not saying thrilled that somebody died. I mean, this person that died is a scumbag, right? He's a terrorist, and he's going to kill you and your family or other people. So you saved a bunch of lives. But you understand what I mean. I'm not for people just going out and killing people left and right. So in that same book that we just talked about, Biden fumed after Israel killed that individual in an airstrike in late July. Oh. So that individual was Hezbollah's most senior military commander and head of its strategic unit. The right-hand man. And Joey's all upset. Joey's in a fit. Joey's in a rage. You know what? He probably just didn't have his milk at the right temperature before he went to sleep. Bibi, what the F? Biden screamed. Now, I don't know if he's just adding in a little bit of fluff to this, but I could see it happening. You know, the perception of Israel around the world increasingly is that you are a rogue state, a rogue actor. Well, Israel's prime minister responded by noting that that individual, that terrorist, was one of the leading terrorists in not only Hezbollah, but the world. Like, can you imagine getting a phone call from Joe and he's pissed that you did something great? Like, can you imagine Netanyahu sitting there going, Joe's going to love this, man. Yeah, no, we're going to blow this guy out of the water. He's going to be salivating at the mouth. He's going to freaking love it. He's going to be so excited. You blow the guy up, right? Kaboom. Like, hey, Joe, did you see what we did? Yeah. Yeah, we blew the... What? 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 Joe? Joe, are you mad about this? Yeah. No, yeah, this is... Yeah, no, yeah. Well, Joe, he was one of the leading terrorists around the world. Why are you upset? What was that? No, I'm just telling him that, yeah, you're out of your mind. Bye, Joe. So, that's remarkable. Yeah, no, he says, we saw an opportunity and took it. Yeah, in the same way Trump did as well when we blew Soleimani. What's the guy's name? Soleimani or something like that. We blew him out of his car. Yeah, you take the hit. You want to be a terrorist? You know what? You're going to have some stuff coming to you. The harder you hit, the more successful you're going to be in negotiations. Joe doesn't get that. See, Joe just thinks you could tell people stop doing that. Don't do that. That's icky. Stop it. That's bad. Because he does that. He does that. He does that to the Houthis. He does that to the Iranians. He does that to Hezbollah. That's what he does. Time and time again. He's still doing it today. He was upset with Israel going after Iran for Iran launching freaking ballistic missiles, or at least supplying ballistic missiles, however you want to phrase that, into Israel. He's upset and he goes, go soft at Iran. So you got a country that wants to see you extinguished, exterminated, and I mean those two words. And we're supposed to be soft on them? Israel's supposed to be soft? Were we soft on Japan? That's my question. World War II. Were we soft on them? Were we soft on the Nazis? Woodward goes on to give quotes. Oh, okay. Here we go. That SOB, Bibi, he's a bad guy. He's a bad effing guy. Sounds a lot like Joe. It really does, because this is how he talks to his staffers. He also called him a effing liar, the book adds. I know Bibi's going to do something, but the way I limit it is to tell him to do nothing, Biden told his advisors. Biden also claimed that Israel's going into Rafah was no strategy. Joe, it sounds like your whole administration. It sounds like your whole administration, Joe. There is no strategy. Like at the southern border, no strategy whatsoever. Joe doesn't have a clue. And I know you guys know that, because that's why we're in the state of which we're in. Because Joe isn't with us. Joe isn't with himself or his advisors or with America. If you guys are enjoying the show, thank you so much. I enjoy all of you. God bless you. We're patriots. We're like-minded people, and we want nothing but the best for this country, just like Donald Trump does.